Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for joining us for our Thursday live Facebook Live food demonstration. Today we're going to make a Northwest apple salad to continue with our harvest of the month utilization of apples. Our ingredients are going to be 1 Cortland apple. You can use any kind of apple you want. We're also going to be using 2 tablespoons of any dried fruits you like. I have raisins here. Cranberries are another great choice. And we're going to be using 3 tablespoons of yogurt. Your choice of yogurt could be whatever you like. I chose to have, this is, I believe, low-fat yogurt, vanilla flavored. I've chosen to use non-fat yogurt in the past. It's up to you, your choice. The recipe is posted from yesterday's recipe post prior to today's live demonstration. I'm going to go ahead and start out by, this is a very easy salad to make. We're going to start out by coring our apple, and by that I showed you, I think last time we did cut up an apple. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to cut the sides. I'm also going to cut down the side, so we're just going to have the core left of the apple. Now if you look at this here, you just have the cored square apple. We don't want this. I'm going to get rid of it. You don't need to eat it. You also do not want to peel the skin for this. Skin on the apple is actually very good. It has a lot of fiber and nutrients for us as well. I'm going to start by cutting this just like I did last week. We're going to cut the apple into little slices as you would do for your children or yourself. They look like a half a wheel. It's nice when you have a nice sharp knife and a big cutting board. You have a lot of room. We're just going to do this fairly quick here just so we can get it done. It's a great salad. I think the yogurt really enhances it, the dried fruit. If you don't like certain fruit when you make, I always do these recipes and I try to tell people that are watching them or watch them later on when they're archived. If you don't like a specific fruit that's being used or vegetable that's being used in whatever we're making, obviously you can substitute that for whatever you like. This is not an all holds ransom for whatever, vegetable or fruit that's utilized, excuse me, in the recipe. So now we have our apple sticks. I'm going to show you what they would look like here. They're about the size of my finger. We're going to start cutting these up real small. We want a small little dice. When we have our salad, we want to be able to actually eat it with a spoon or a fork. In this case, we're just going to start cutting these babies up as fast as we can here. Get through this. Apples are very good for us. I just started eating apples later on in life. Never really liked them when I was a kid. And now that I know they're good for me. And I guess we all know there's different types of apples, Portland, McIntosh, Gala, however you want to say it. They all have their own they all have their own taste. They're not similar. They taste very different. And so if you get an apple that has a specific taste you don't like, I suggest you try another one, because they all have different flavors. Okay, next thing to do, we have our mixing bowl. I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to take all these pieces of apple that we just cut up, we're going to put them in our bowl. Okay, now it says to take 2 tablespoons of a dried fruit, and I said, like we said, we got raisins. You can use cranberries, craisins, whatever you feel like you'd want to use. Let me use a white tablespoon here so you can all see what that looks like. It's filled right up to the top there. Also, this recipe calls for using walnuts, which you have to actually cook. And for me, to make this quicker and to save time for you at home, you don't have to add those things. If it takes longer to add a specific ingredient, then don't do it. Now we get to our yogurt. We're going to add 3 heaping tablespoons of the yogurt, because that's going to be our kind of like a binder, but not really, but it's going to make all the ingredients come together. So we have our apple, okay? We have our dried fruit, and then we have our plain or non-fat. In this case, this is non-fat vanilla, or low-fat, vanilla yogurt. And so that's that. It's simply 3 ingredients, or 4 if you want to use the walnut. We're just going to mix these babies up. And of course, I have a nice white plate here, and it's going to Not going to be a good color contrast when I show you this on video, but you're going to get the hint. I'm going to bring it up to the camera so you can see what it looks like. In fact, I'm going to even use a little bit more of the raisins to give it a little bit of a color off, and then we'll be done here. Simple recipe. We're going to stick with apple recipes probably for the rest of October because that is our harvest of the month for October, and then we'll be moving on to raisin sticks. So you want to make sure you got a big clump like I just got right here and try to mix it up. Raisins or apples are our harvest of the month for October, and so we'll be sticking with that for the rest of the month. And then after that, we'll be heading towards another vegetable or fruit, which I don't really want to give away right now. I want it to be a surprise. So here's our plate, and so we just can plate our wonderful, nice Northwest salad that we just made. We're gonna throw it all on there. Why not? Show you how good it looks here. And remember to share these awesome videos with people. Tell them they're here, like them. Please leave comments if something interests you. We can answer you. And there it is, folks. And like I said, with the white on white like that with the colors, but I'm going to try to get it close to the camera here. There is our Northwest apple salad. You can find the recipe from our previous post from yesterday, and you can also find this recipe on cookingmatters.com. Thanks for joining us for our Eat Smart New York live food demonstration, and please join us again next week at 2 o'clock on Thursday. Thanks again.